Solving exam 2. We have 3 questions in exam 2. First one will be on strings and functions together, validation of a string. A very well-known example on password that involves so many string functions and methods. Let's see the first question about strings and functions. Write a complete Python program. Tamam. Good. That asks the user to enter what? First name. This is one input from the user. Last name. Oh, second input from the user. And what? And password. So how many inputs from the user we are expected to take? 3. All are strings. Yes or no? Good. So we finished the first task, taking 3 inputs from the user. The password is considered valid if and only if all the following is what? True. Minimum length is what? 8 characters. So it's easy to check the len of password, yes or no? At least 1 capital character. It contains at least what? 1 digit. I leave these 2 and go to the third and fourth. First name is not included in the password. Last name is not included in the password. Why I skipped here? Because the first task, you are working with the string as one unit, صح ولا لا, right? Len of password. Also, the last one, 2, you are comparing a string to a string, not character by character. You get my point? Yani you will be working if last name is or in password, if first name in password, yes or no? So no character by character check. However, the second and third here, at least 1 capital character, you need to go character by character. صح ولا لا? No, that's fine. That's fine. How to do it is fine. But now we need to land the solution. It contains at least 1 digit. So 1, minimum 8, first name, last name not included, 4 and 5, which is what? At least 1 capital letter, صح? And 5 at least what? 1 digit. Use a function that returns true if the password is valid and false what? Otherwise. Yani if all are of these 5 conditions, yes or no? How many conditions you see here? 5 conditions, then the password is valid. This is an example how the program runs. First name, Ali, Jamal. Password. Password is valid. Minimum 8 characters, 1 capital A here, 1 digit at least. First name and last name are not included. See, this one is invalid. Why? Because if you see here, what? First name is included. Tamam. What about this one, A1200? Why it's not valid? Because it's less than 8 characters. Does that make sense? These are just examples. So let's switch to this and try to do some code here. Okay. Let's try to do some code here. Let us say question1.python. Okay, first thing, what do I need? Fname, tamam, is equal to input, enter first name, tamam. And sname is equal to input, enter last name. Correct me if you find any mistake. Now password is equal to input, enter password. Tamam? Good. I have them all now. I'll create a function. Okay, I'll create a function. Def is valid. This will take fname, fn, last name, and password. Does that make sense, ya banat? Yani when I call the function, I will call it with, I'll send what? Print what is valid, what? Fname, sname, and password. تمام. The function will either return true or false. Let's start with the first one, which is length. Because if it's less than 8, خلاص, you can return false على طول. If len of what is less than what? 8, return, no need to continue, صح ولا لا, right? Does that make sense? Done with the first condition. So see how you order your condition. Now let us check if second, first name or last name are in the password. Of course, you need to change both of them to lower, yes or no? When you compare, if fname dot lower, if fname, fn here, right? Lower, right? In what? bw dot, is this right? Is it? Or what? Or what? Or s name, right? If one of them is l name here, not surname, last name. If one of them in, then is it valid? So what can I do here? Return what? False. Done? Done with the word comparison. The remaining two are about letters, right ولا لا? صح? Good. يعني if you reach line 7, you are good. You get that يا بنات. طيب now, caps equals what? False. تمام. And digits equals false. This is just a تمام. يلا. Now I need to go character by character. Yes or no? So for ch in password, if يلا قولوا لي, if ch dot is upper, هيك is upper, then what? Caps equals true. صح ولا لا? What else? Else LF طيب what? ch dot is digit capital D. تمام. What? Then digits equals true. خلاص? If you come to line 14, يعني if you reach line 7, then all the above is good. Otherwise, you would have returned. صح ولا لا? مظبوط. If you reach line 8 now or 10, so now both is caps and digits must be true. Yes or no يا بنات? Do you agree? ما هو is ما هو there is no L. You mean if there is no such else here? يعني if it's none of them, it will not do anything. You get my point? تمام. Let's see. طب can I return caps and digits مع بعض؟ Okay. Return caps, what? And what? What's this? And both must be true. تمام. Both must be true. So that what? If any one of them is false, what will be the return type? You get this, يا بنات? This is one way of solving the problem. However, did we achieve all conditions? Yes. If you plan it carefully, يلا run. Let's see. I think one of the methods is wrong. Caps. What is it? Okay. So let me just Control C here. Caps line 7, right here. مظبوط. Okay, run again or clear. And run again. First name Ali, last name Hassan. تمام. شوفوا password 123AB. Why it's false? Because what? The len was false. طيب. Run again. Ali, Jamal, tamam. J capital 1 2 3 A whatever should be correct. This one, do you agree يا بنات؟ ايش بيقول هون؟ ايش بيقول؟ is upper هي ايش؟ اليو صغيرة صح؟ مو أنا I'm Java programmer for okay, and this one is what? Digit. تمام. So let us do the second one because the first one returned from the first line. Okay, Ali, Jamal, تمام. هاي A 1 2 3 A whatever. Okay, and valid. Yes or no? Let us do another one that is not valid. Ali, Hassan, password is A. بعدين عنا 00 بعدين عنا ALI بعدين عنا whatever. What's the problem here? Here something is included. Yes or no? What you get? تمام. طيب one more time here we run. Okay. Ali, Hassan, and this time ABC. Okay. ABC James. Hey, what's the problem with this one? No digits. So I'm trying to show you condition by condition. Tamam. Finally, let's try one without capital letter. Okay. Abe, Abbas, tamam. Fernaz, tamam. Okay. Password is whatever. Why false? No caps. So did we achieve all conditions? Did you get this? If we did it quickly, or you think we did it quickly because we planned before how to go here, no need for separate loop for each case. One loop only. Tamam. Let's see the second question now. Let's assume you have a list of integers called my list. Let's understand the question. This is my list. Write a program to find the largest and the smallest numbers in the list. We know how to do this, right? We know how to do it. And then swap their what? Swap their positions. So to find the smallest is easy. To find the largest is also easy. But now what is needed after this step? I need to swap what? The positions. In order to swap the positions, ya banat, you cannot swap it directly. You need to do what, ya Sitti? You need to put one value at a side, صح ولا لا? Because if you try to change this value and make it 99, you will lose minus 10. You get my point? Yani you need to have, I'll use an example from Muhammad Hassan. Yes, Muhammad, I'm recording. I'm still using this example for the 15th year. Muhammad Hassan is the other teacher. If you have Asir Manga, okay, one time I was in the lab and he was saying this. If you have orange juice in one cup and mango juice in another cup, tamam? And you want to swap the cups, what do you need in the middle? Huh? You need a temporary cup where you pour the mango juice and what? Then you put this in the mango juice and then take what? Did you understand this now? Khalas. Because we cannot put 99 in the place of 10 because 10 will be lost. So this is how we need to do it. We need to find the index. So when we find the maximum here and minimum here, what's the most important point, ya banat? Is to record its index. You agree? Because we are working with indexes. Tamam. So let's see this code now here. I'll take any list. Okay. My list is equal to whatever values. Tamam. 34 minus 3, 99, 3, 9, 10, 33, 199, and 7. Does that make sense, ya banat? We have values here. So we need to find what? the index of the max and the index of minimum. I'll do it the classic way. I'll say max is equal to what? Yalla. Minus float and minus infinity. Does that make sense? Minimum is equal to what? Float infinity, right? This is Python style. Type. What I need? Max index. Do you agree, يا بنات? Is equal to 0. Minimum index is equal also to what? 0. This is all what you need. Now for n in my list. Yalla, what to do? If what? If n is greater than max, then what? If n is greater than max, then max is equal to what? n. تمام? Then max is equal to n. But here, يا بنات, the mistake you did in the exam. Do you know the index of n? Huh? This is one way. If you don't know the index, that's fine. You can later find it by using index of. But if you use len of range, you have both of them, the index and tamam. I'll do it this way now. Max is equal to what? N. And what do you want? I cannot do max index now. صح ولا لا, right? If what? N is less than minimum, then minimum is equal to what? N. So after this loop, you will know minimum and maximum. Do you agree? Tamam? So يعني if I do this, print max and print minimum, I know the values. What's remaining? Knowing their indexes, right? Is it right? The values are right. مظبوط. طيب. Let me say m index or max index is equal to what? My list dot index of max. Minimum index is equal my list dot index of minimum. Give me the index of this value. Now what do I need to do? Now let us also make sure that max index and print what? Minimum. The purpose of this solution is to show you the way how to solve it and the steps and where you make usually mistakes in these questions. Is it right now? 6 and 1. Yes or no? طيب, now what do you want to do now? You need to use some kind of a temporary value, صح? Swap. Swap, I can say temp is equal to what? Max. So what's inside temp now? Max. Fine. Now I'm storing temp away. Yes or no, Yabana? Now I can put the minimum in the place of the maximum. So I can say my list max index is equal to minimum. Does that make sense? Yani minus 6 will be equal to minus 3. Do you agree? Okay. Now what's the next step? My list, sorry, dot minimum index is equal to temp. Why temp? What is stored in temp? Max. Here it is. Okay, so you will be, let us imagine it like this. You have values here. You cannot just put 56 in the place of 1. You cannot just put it right because you will lose 1. So what we did here, we saved 1 like temporary value. Now let me print the final result and see if we did right or not. Print my list. So we need 199 to be second and -3 to be third, hopefully. Does that make sense, Yabana? So many of you did this. Many of you even did this, right? But they forgot to what? When they swab, you know, the mango and the orange juice? Tamam. Okay, you need what? To save something aside because you cannot just pour it on the other one. Did you get this, Yabana? I can say that 75% of students did not do the temporary thing. Many of them did not know how to find the max. What we are looking for is not the value only. We need the value and it's what? Type. Here we used index, ya banat, to find the index of a max. If you are using the other loop style, which is index loop, yani if you are using what? For I in range, len of what? My list, then it's easier to find even the index. صح ولا لا? Right? Because if it's max, you change the index because you have the index here. Yani I can take this code now, put it here. If what? If my list I, is that right? It's greater than max, then max is equal to what? My list I. And what? Max index is equal to I. Do you agree, Abanat? Because I know I here, but in the other one, I didn't know I. You get that? So here, there was no need for these two steps. Did you understand what I said now? And you could have done it this way, no need for these two steps because you already will be knowing what. But these two steps are very useful, index. But this is how to mechanically know what is it. I will also do it here. If my list I, then, and here my minimum index is equal to I will show you minimum index is equal to I. Now, no need for this loop, صح يا بنات, right? And no need for these two steps, right? صح? But we still need what? The swap. Hopefully it works fine. Does that make sense? So did you get this? Okay, excellent. Go to next question then. Next question is a file and list and strings. So here is our example, typical example, comma separated example. What is in it? Studs.txt file. And what do we have here? Name, college, year, number of hours, and what? GPA. How many colleges we have here? We only have 2 colleges. You need to know this fact because part of the solution is knowing this. We don't know how many students we have. How many colleges? 2 colleges. Either engineering or what? Business. Type. Print average GPA in each college. Yani separately. You need the average in engineering college and the average in business college. Does that make sense? So you need to check the college before you need to find the total of averages and the count of averages. Does that make sense? Print the name of the student with the highest GPA. In which college? So you need to process this. So while I'm searching engineering, I don't have to come back and do the loop again. While I'm doing this, if it's engineering, I will find the average and find what? The name of the highest GPA. Does that make sense, Yabana? If it's print the number of business who joined before 2020. So for business, what do you need to do? The GPA and what? How many? On or before which year? Tamam. Okay, fine. We'll come back to this more than one time. So here is our file, the one that we're gonna use. We don't know how many students. It could be 1 million or 10 students. So let us do the thing. First of all, what do you need to do? Open the file. So F is equal to what? Open. What's the file name? Grades.txt. And in which mode? Tamam. So we have opened the file. Now, read lines. While read lines will return a string, صح? A list of strings. So what? Lines is equal to what? F dot read lines. تمام. So now we have a list of strings. Now for each line, we need to do processing. Does that make sense, يا بنات? For each line. So yeah, for line in lines. تمام. For line in files. And Fatma says close the file. حاضر. Good. For lines in lines. So now let us say stud or student data is equal to line dot split. Using which splitter, comma. So now we have a list of number of fields. طيب. What did you see the major thing that we're gonna use here? Which is engineering or what? Or business, صح? طيب. To find the average of engineering, you need to know the count of engineering and the total of engineering. Yes or no? To find the average of business, you need to know the total of business and the tamam. So let's do this. ENG count is equal to 0. Business count is equal to 0. ENG total is equal to 0. And business total is equal to what? 0. I can use functions here, but I don't want to use them. Now, what's going to happen here? Okay, if what? Yalla, قولوا لي. If stud 1, is it 1? Here, look, 1. What? Equals what? Engineering. So now, what do we need to do? Engineering count plus equal 1. Engineering what? Total. Plus equal what? Float of what? Stud. Sorry. Float of stud minus 1. كويس? صح? Because last one, right? طيب. We did this. Now, finish it for who? For who يا بنات? Finish it now. For business. تمام. Good. So in this case, I know how many engineering and business count or business total. Okay. Now I need business total because okay. طيب now it's easy to calculate the average now, صح? Huh? Total right here. Good. So now what else? Let us say and go back to the question. Average in each college done or no يا بنات? Name of the student with the highest GPA in engineering. So خلينا نشوف. So let's say max engineering GPA is equal to what? 0. صح, we can use 0. Max engineering name is equal to empty. Does that make sense? Now, let's say if float, صح? Is it this one? If float greater than what? Max engineering GPA, then max engineering GPA is equal to float, مظبوط? And max engineering name is equal to stud 0. Done with the maximum in English. صح ولا لا؟ خلصنا. Dial one step. What is it? To find how many students joined the business college on or before what? 2019. Where is the year يا بنات in the file? Let's see here. The year is what? 0, 1, 2. تمام. And it's integer, not float this time. صح? So here I business count. Okay, 2019. is equal to what? 0. تمام. If what? Integer stud 2, is it? Less than or equal what? 2019, then what? Plus equal 1. Yes or no? Plus equal 1. By the way, what is it? Whatever, 2020, it doesn't make a difference. I'm solving it. Tamam? 2020, the question is. Tamam, Good. What's this problem here now? We change the name of the variable, صح? Where is it? 16 engineering total, which is, yeah, I need total here. So now, can you find the average of engineering, GB? Can you find the average of business? Do you know the name of the student with the highest average? Do you know how many people joined the time? Did you benefit from analyzing the problem before jumping to the swimming pool? We always need to what? Look at the let us print the results now, صح? Print average engineering is what? Is what? In ENG total divided by ENG what? Count. Next one is what? Average what? Average business is equal to what? Business total divided by business count. Okay, Brent. Okay, engineering highest GPA is Max ENG name. Yes or no? Brent business count 2020 students joined business college, okay, on or before 2020. Does that make sense? Run, hopefully works, because we are already out of time. What here? File what? Total. What's the problem with this one? This is engineering total, engineering count. What's the problem? What does it say? Zero division error. So let's say why it's the zero division error. Maybe is this the way how engineering is written in the file? Let's see. Okay, there is some spacing issue here. So what do you want me to solve it quickly because I'm out of time? Put it here. Tamam, run. Okay. Average engineering is what was our mistake? What was our mistake here? No, sometimes, okay, you make sure you remove also R strip or left strip or strip. Does that make sense? I could say what? Strip, not left and right, and I will use also this here. Okay. Let's see. This is the only place we compare what? Hopefully it works. Where? Here. I need to remove this. Yes. I think it's gonna work now. So here, assume data is not always perfect also. ماشي الحال. Good.